Welcome to the Colorado Real Estate Leaders Podcast, brought to you by Trailstone Insurance Group, bringing you interviews with Colorado's best real estate and mortgage professionals, empowering you to understand the current trends in the housing market so you can make the American dream your reality. Enjoy today's episode.
Well, it's a great day in Colorado, and welcome to the Colorado Real Estate Leaders Podcast. Today, we have with us Laura Bowers and Sylvia Bath with Momentum Home Team at Realty One. Ladies, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
You are welcome. I always like to get started with learning a little bit about you. So tell us your story. What's your background? And were you in the third grade getting to know career day going, we want to be in the real estate industry, or what led you into real estate?
No, I don't think either of us, had our eyes on real estate that early on. For me, I actually started a little bit backwards in the career. I started as a mortgage broker back in Boston during the early 2000s, and then moved out to Colorado and thought, well, I should see what the other side of the profession is like, and got my real estate license. So that's kind of how I started, just wanting to really work with my clients on, not only the financing and being able to provide that value to them, but also then see them through on their home journey. And so that's really where I started.
And my story is a little bit different. I actually was a social worker, and I adopted a daughter who was 12 at the time, and I couldn't do social work all day long and then come home and do social work with her. So I looked at other career paths that could help me find people that I could help through this process, and it kind of landed me in real estate, and I've been doing it for 15 years ever since.
Yeah, that's really neat that you say that, because social work is, like human to human, just helping, serving, giving. And you probably find that the flexibility added into that with the real estate industry really is a great synergy.
Absolutely. And that's kind of our focus, is that the reason we also kind of teamed up is because our kids and our families are our number one priority. And this way we can service people at any time, because we can, if I'm not available doing stuff because of my kids, Laura's available, and vice versa.
Oh, that's awesome. Sylvia, Laura, you just mentioned you work as a team. So talk about some of those benefits of working with a realtor team. You said one of them is not being available. The other person could be or is. But what are some of the other benefits? Yeah, elaborate on that.
Yeah. So, it's for us, it's about leveraging time and bringing as much value to our clients as we can. And some of that certainly is flexibility. We really need to be available when our clients are in town, or what works best for their schedule, which sometimes can be difficult to line up. So Sylvia and I have, just made it our mission to really be available for our clients when they need. So as she had mentioned, if I'm working with clients and they need to go see properties at a certain time and day and I'm not available, then she's able to step in. And the nice thing is, we're both fully involved. So she is able to pick up and work with my clients just as easily as if they were her own. So we really do try very hard, like I say, to be accommodating as much as possible. We also have an assistant that works with us, and that helps so that we can truly be out and about with our clients and be meeting with them face to face, as opposed to doing a lot of the paperwork and back end office stuff. So like I say, the other key aspect to our team is having a pretty phenomenal assistant that helps us out.
You mentioned, each one of you probably have wonderful strengths and downfalls. So probably one person that has this strength, the other person has that as a downfall. So it's a perfect synergy. What are some of the things that you find yourselves really excelling in that then coming together is a great service to your clients?
I'll let Sylvia speak a little more to this, but I definitely think she is the more outgoing personality on the team, where I am super comfortable. I love numbers. So I, would rather not rather, I guess, but I'm very comfortable with the management systems, putting together market valuations. So Sylvia definitely does a good job. Like I say, she's the more outgoing of the two of us. So yeah, I think our strengths play really well, and that's one of the other areas is, for us, that's how this team kind of came about, is we just felt like we both could bring some of our strengths to the other team or the other person.
And probably if both of you love numbers, no one would get out there and do any selling or networking.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's
and
awesome.
I do not like sitting behind a computer. I'm really not great at marketing, things like that. Most of my business has been referrals, and Laura is really good about finding places, finding that niche, finding what people need, online, setting all of that stuff up, where, like Laura said, I'm the one who would rather meet with people and be out there. And so we're both sharing those strengths with each other, and we also push each other to develop more in the aspect of her strength and my strength, but also having her be a little more outgoing and me actually sitting behind a computer and doing some of those tasks that I don't overly enjoy.
Yep. That's the perfect synergy. Laura, you mentioned earlier that you started off in the mortgage industry. Do you still have your mortgage loan officer's license here in Colorado?
I do. Yes, I do. That was something that when we moved out here to Colorado, my focus for many years was strictly real estate. But for me, I felt that I was just lacking the information I wanted to have for my buyers, and to be able to guide them on their home buying journey, and to be able to speak, professionally and effectively, and provide options, because, not every client is a straight cut and dry client. You've got self-employed borrowers. We work with investors. So you really do have to be able to provide that knowledge and information to help buyers get into a home and be sure that, it meets what they're looking for financially. So I did get licensed out here in Colorado for mortgages, and I'm also licensed in Florida. We do quite a bit of referral business in other states. So I'm also licensed for mortgages in Florida as well.
And do you actually do the transactions for your clients when they're buying a home, or do you just have the knowledge of it so you can speak effectively?
Yes. So with my clients, I am, and this rule just changed recently. It used to be that if you're licensed, you're dual licensed as a loan officer and real estate agent, you could not represent the same client if they had FHA financing. That rule was recently changed, though. So I would say the majority of the buyers that I do work with, I do represent them on the real estate side as well. Yeah. And usually it starts out more as a real estate client referral that comes in, and then we discuss, if they've got their financing in place, and then it dovetails into that. So I get to work with them on both.
I'm sure that if we were to list down the pros and cons of working it one way and the pros and cons of the other way, you could probably make a case either way. But I would venture to say that one of the pros would be that one-stop shop aspect. It's like, I know the deal, I know the transaction, I know what's going on. I don't need to wait for the loan officer to update me, or I don't need to get this from the real estate agent. So probably having it all in one file and one mindset probably you find that is very efficient.
Extremely. It is a very streamlined process in that sense, because as you say, it really does cut down on the, going to another third-party lender and, waiting for communication to hear back. I am fully involved every step of the way. So knowing exactly what the dates and deadlines are on the mortgage side, it's tremendously valuable. And like I say, just to be able to provide options to our buyers has been really helpful. But yeah, the majority of our real estate clients, if they're not already working with a loan officer, they would prefer to work with me, which is nice, because then I can have that information available for them. And like I say, just really streamline the process and build that trust for them. So it's nice to be able to offer that, as an option for them and an added service, really.
For sure. So what are the types of clients, borrowers, and buyers that you're working with? Are you finding that you are working with first-time home buyers mostly, or half and half, or you mentioned investors? What is the area that you're serving your clients in?
Between Sylvia and I, we have a pretty good mix. I would say we work with a lot of sellers, more in the I would say the luxury price points on home sales. We also have lease purchase clients that we work with. Right now, our biggest, I say, client group would be buyers and first-time home buyers. And then we also work with military, retired and active military members as well. So we, like I say, between the two of us, we really have a pretty strong mix of, of clients, both buyers and sellers.
When you mention military, I know that when you do a really good job for anyone, you should have that wonderful word of mouth. But maybe even in the military, I would venture to say that those introductions and referrals can come a lot more quickly because, they run in tighter circles. Is that what you found as well?
I think so. Yes. Both Sylvia and I, my husband's family, my mom's family is all military. And then Sylvia's got Air Force on her side as well.
My ex-husband was military, so I lived in the military lifestyle for 17 years. I was married military, so I personally learned all about how family military life works, the moving every 3 years, how that affects families, and that was kind of what drew me to helping military families.
Yeah.
I lived.
Nice to be able to relate. Yeah.
Are there special programs both on the mortgage and or the real estate side that are benefiting military members?
Really, it's on the mortgage side. There's, on the real estate side, there really aren't any specific programs, unfortunately. But yes, for military members, there are VA home loans where, active duty retired spouses, the widows can take advantage of those military financing programs through the VA. And that's tremendously helpful just in terms of savings that it offers. You can do 100% down financing. So it is very valuable to the service members to be able to not take advantage, but utilize the benefits that they've earned by serving our country and becoming a homeowner.
From what I've heard, that mortgage benefit is one of the more underutilized benefits. Maybe they just don't know about it, or they just don't think, but it's something to take advantage of, because if it's there, you can use it. And I think that's something really to bring to military members' attention, right?
Absolutely. And that's one of the points that I always try to focus on, especially if it's a first-time home buyer, is the education piece, because many times buyers don't know what options are available to them. So I feel that that's our obligation to help educate and guide them into what options they do have available. But definitely, as you say, I feel that that's certainly underutilized in the military community.
You used two words that jumped out to me: educate and guide. Not, let me just put this person in this product because I'm going to make a big old commission and I want to sell this house. It's like the heart of a teacher being a guide, showing options, right. Educating. That's a really big key point that people need to really keep in mind, because I'm sure we can point to times in any industry that we've all experienced the opposite, where it's like, wow, I just feel pushed. But when they experience someone that's teaching and educating, it just is a breath of fresh air.
Sure. And I will say, for both Sylvia and I mean, this is not just a business for us. And that's where I think we align so perfectly, is that we truly do build relationships with our clients. These are not just transactions or commissions for us. These are lifelong clients and friendships. So we take each each person to heart, and we truly do want what's best for them and what makes the most sense, not to just get them into a home and call it good. This is going to be their home where they create memories. So it needs to be a wonderful experience for them. And that's our goal is, to run a business based on integrity and not just get somebody in someplace because we feel that, it's a quick commission, because that's not what this is about.
Because that kind of mentality will come full circle in a negative way on all parties. So, and I think it's kind of like you can just tell. You can just tell if someone is, trying to get one over and you're fast talking, but then you can also tell on the other side of the equation, boy, I just don't feel pressured. I just feel like we're friends, almost like fast friends. And that's the kind of relationship that you want to be developing. Yes. And truly, I mean, I know for Sylvia, it's the same thing. We have clients that we literally have worked, multiple months, or sometimes it's been a year or two. And finally, we just keep looking. And when the right house is ready for them, it's ready. So this is not necessarily always a quick process. When it has to be, then, that's different. If someone has to be in a certain place, for work or relocation purposes, that's fine. But we truly do take our clients' needs to heart, and that's what drives us every day. It's got to be what's best for our clients. Yeah. So it's that mentality and that approach that since that is the overarching, philosophy and crusade that you're on to serve your clients, then it really doesn't matter if you're working with a first-time home buyer, a move-up buyer, a move-down buyer, an investor. They get the feeling that you are going to guide that process and educate them on options for them. So that really is powerful. I want to kind of shift over to the Momentum Home team. What's your vision and vision forward on growing the team or serving the community? And are you looking to maybe bring on team members, or what kind of a culture is it that you guys are building?
Sylvia and I, we definitely, when we sat down and started chatting about our business team and what that might look like in the future, we are definitely looking to bring on agents, and they would certainly need to align, I would say, more with our beliefs. This isn't something where we just want this to be a numbers game and have as many agents on the team as we can. So, it's important to us that again, we align, I think, just in terms of how we want to build out this business. But we are always open to chatting with agents and bringing on new agents, just as long as our vision is aligned, then that's definitely something that we have planned for the future.
Awesome. Do you guys do anything in the community, like supporting causes or getting involved in the community, things like that?
So we do, it's one of those that we offer. We're going to be sponsoring a couple of activities throughout the summer. There's an upcoming golf tournament that we'll be sponsoring. We volunteer for both of our kids' high schools and middle schools. So we do that. With this being such a new team, we're working on other outreach projects that we can put together and, definitely benefit various communities, not just our community, but other communities as well.
Excellent. I think that's just, such a awesome, overview of how you guys are serving your clients, from the buyers to the actual, people you're working with, but then also extending it out to the community. That's how you get visible and seen, and having that flexibility in your schedule allows you then also to serve another important person or entity, which is your families. And I think that is so spectacular.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, so if anyone is listening and wanting to learn more about the Momentum Home Team, what's the best way they can reach out and connect with you?
So Sylvia and I, we are active on social media. So we have our Momentum Home Team. We've got a Facebook page. We're on Instagram. We also have our website, which is super helpful just to be able to take a look through and, search for homes online. So really social media, and then our websites, and all of our contact info is on those websites as well.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for coming on, guys. It's been a real pleasure talking with you today.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you. We really appreciate the time.
Thank you for listening to the Colorado Real Estate Leaders Podcast, brought to you by Trailstone Insurance Group. To learn more about the topics mentioned on today's show or listen to past episodes, visit www.coloradorealestateleaders.com.